Hi, I'm Mary Lee Chisholm. I've been stitching Japanese bunka embroidery for 22 years. In fact, when I discovered Japanese bunka embroidery, I loved it so much I wanted to show others how to do it. So I got my teacher certificate in 1985 and have been teaching ever since. In the basics of bunka video, we learned how to stitch various areas with the 2-4 pull. This is our most popular pull. But today we are going to be learning other areas to stitch with 2-4 pull plus 3/4 pull, unpulled thread, and the delicate look that 1/4 pull can accomplish. Knowing the many ways of using the bunka embroidery thread by stitching our samplers, the student will have the knowledge to translate a kit into a beautiful work of art. Some of the tools that we have with Bunka with Flair are shown right here. So I just want to briefly go over what we have. We have the bobbin box. We have our tacks, our whiteout that really helps on a canvas, a snag repair. We have our N3 needle, our pretty punch needle, and our Australian needle with needle threader. And then we have our feathering brush. We have our large clippers and our small clippers. The large clippers are basically used for our regular stitching, but we also have the baby clippers for someone who wants to use fine detail or for someone with small hands. The Handbook of Bunka, also available in French, is a great resource. This is the Korjak Tack Kit. It is wonderful when you are tacking up your canvas, and we're going to be showing you how to do this later. You're going to love it. And we also have our needle holder, which is also a thread holder, so it helps keep you organized. So this, along with our bobbin box, really keeps you organized when you're working with a lot of threads for your bunka embroidery picture. With the new Australian needle, it's very comfortable, but I want to show you how you thread it. You just take the needle threader that is included with the needle, push it up and through so that when it comes out, it looks like the end of a regular needle threader. Put in the thread. All you do is pull it through, and you are ready to stitch. If you've forgotten your needle threader, all you need to do is put your thread down the shank of the needle, turn it over, hold your finger behind the eye of the needle, take an empty needle, grab the thread, and you've threaded your needle. So because this piece is magnetized, you can actually take the tack and you're all ready to put it into the corner. Okay, and you're putting it right into the wood. The other part of the Korjak tack kit is the tack puller. So all you do is just put it in and pull up the tack. Let's go over the different pulls and how you prepare them in order to start stitching. Once you've done the beginner sampler, you get into different pulls that the bunka embroidery thread has, which is called rayon lily yarn. You have 1/4 pull, 2/4 pull, 3/4 pull, and unpulled thread. In order to get your 1/4 pull with a method that works every time, put your unpulled thread in your mouth. The saliva actually breaks down the 4 in a round that the thread is made of. So now you can see that there are 4 little pieces here that make up the thread. And then you put it in your fingers like this and start picking with your needle. You're just picking one of the 4 in a round. Then you will pull And it doesn't look very bouncy at first because that's where all your saliva was. But once you get it so that you're past the saliva, then you'll have the beautiful look of 1/4 pull. So in order to get your 3/4 pull, you start with the 2/4 pull, which we already know how to get from the basics of Bunka video. And you're just pulling one more of the 4 and around. So you want to get your 3/4 pull, and there you have it. Now to get your 3/4 polished, what you want to do is you're rubbing your finger really close on the thread so that it becomes shiny. The first sampler we're going to look at is level 1, and these are the last stitches that are actually put on to the mountain seam. What we're doing right now on the first level mountain seam is the claw stitch. This is one of the most difficult stitches for the beginner stitcher to do. One, because you have to make the leaves very small, and 2, because it's the first time that they have worked on the canvas without a pattern. You can see that this is being stitched over top of the sky that has already been filled in. So you have a lead stitch, and then you will be stitching 1, 2, and 3. So that's why it's called a claw stitch. And when you're stitching your darkest color, it will be the one that is closest to the branch of the tree, because we're going to be layering this. Now we're using the Australian needle to do the next area of your claw stitch. And of course they're done in clusters. See how nicely that goes into the canvas. What a beautiful needle. And these can go a little bit further out from the tree. Okay. So we're going to do another cluster of the claw stitch. Keeping those stitches nice and small. What you want to do is make sure that birds can fly through those leaves. You don't want to put them all right on top of each other. Always one piece of thread should be touching either another leaf or the branch of the tree. And you can see that this thread is just a little bit lighter than the previous one. Now we're putting on the 4th color, so it gets even lighter because it's farther away from the tree. But remember, the lead stitch always touches another leaf. When you're finished this, what you're going to be doing is using your 4 colors of green from darkest to lightest, making clusters and making sure that the lightest color is the farthest away from your branch. Before we go on to the next set of canvases, just want to show you something that is really important in our stitchery, and that is arrow lines.